ShartimusPrime, ShartimusPrime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it. Taking bad hits, taking bad shits. Subscribe.
Hey, what's up, you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another episode of Marvel Legends Evolution. Try to get your Marvel Legends, you can do so at
Big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
And while you're down there, please go ahead and hit that like button and hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And this video is dedicated to the late Glenn Webb. If you have not been a fan of his channel and you're watching this video, the whole concept for this whole action figure evolution thing came from him. That was the title of his series. I'm calling this Marvel Legends Evolution. This is part 2 of Wolverine, and this has been a lot of fun. Part 2 has honestly taken me a lot longer to post than I wanted to. I wanted to wait for a lot of these figures to come out so that I could just be totally up to date. But then Hasbro just recently announced a new brown suit Wolverine, but we haven't seen that figure like in prototype form or in package or anything. So currently, as of today, November 21st, 2020, I am up to date with my Marvel Legends Wolverine figures. So let's jump in the Wayback Machine, which was from the end of the Toy Biz era of Marvel Legends, and right back to 2007 with the Hasbro Marvel Legends Blob Series Ultimate Wolverine. Now, compared to the Toy Biz packaging, I just really did not like the Hasbro packaging, especially those first few waves. I don't know, it was just off-putting to me, and it just wasn't as nearly collector-friendly as the Toy Biz packaging. This figure is awful. I hate this figure. This is an awful figure. There was a PX Exclusives version that came out in blue, and I never really liked either of these. I remember picking it up for the Blob Build-A-Figure piece, and I held on to it for a while, eventually sold it, and here I am. I bought 2 of them all over again to make this video. The articulation on this is weak. The face is hideous. The claws are just a disaster. These giant, stupid raking things right here. No ankle pivot. It took a while for us to get ankle pivot back into Marvel Legends. So, you know, I was sorely disappointed in this. I was bummed out about the way they wrote this character. So hey, both the comic and figure versions suck. And then later that year in 2007, keep in mind that Transformers was coming out that year. My attention was swayed heavily by that. I was definitely leaning more towards Transformers. But anyway, yeah, we have the 25th Silver Anniversary Toys R Us exclusive Wolverine right here, which is a repaint of the Series 6 Wolverine, and what a peg warmer. I mean, I just remember this thing just always being at my local Toys R Us stores and it just never moving. 1 in 25,000. That is a lot of figures. 25,000. I mean, this wasn't really expensive for me to get or anything. It didn't cost that much. I mean, it was more than I wanted to pay for it, which was, you know, anything. I have no desire to open it even after owning this. I'm going to keep it in the box. Then moving into 2008, we got the Forge and Wolverine 2-pack with this super ugly Wolverine right over here. But yeah, I ended up getting 2 of them. I got 2 of those 2-packs so that I could have Morph. That's right. So I ended up getting stuck with one of these. I think I gave one away. But yeah, this is just a horrible figure. I mean, super tall, regular body, not short and stumpy like Wolverine is supposed to be. Again, the claws are horrible. I mean, they're a little bit worse on the Ultimate Wolverine version, but yeah, as you guys seen in my letdowns video, I've made fun of these horrible claws. And the head sculpts on this thing, oh my god. Just awful head sculpts. Again, no ankle pivot. You know, we haven't gotten ankle pivot in Hasbro Legends at this point. And yeah, this figure is just a huge, ugly letdown. And then later in 2008, we got a Target exclusive Red Hulk Build-A-Figure Wave Series 6 Wolverine repainted as the Tiger Stripe Wolverine. And this figure I liked a lot. I mean, I loved the brown suit version, but having this one, I was stoked. I actually customized it a little bit. I did shade in the creases. I just felt like it was missing paint and I wanted to color it, and I just thought it was too bland without paint apps. So I actually made an attempt and just used a pencil to color in some of those creases, and I can't believe it's still there. But it looks a little bit better this way than it does without the paint. So I'm still pretty happy with this. However, I will say once Hasbro kind of got over their slump, this figure has been replaced since. And this also did come in a black variant, which I thought was kind of cool, but I never really picked up. It's not a real necessary figure. I guess it's kind of like one of the stealth mode Wolverine figures in my collection, I guess. I don't know. And then going into 2009, Hasbro brought back the Ultimate Wolverine body mold with the X-Men Origins Wolverine movie figure, and holy crap. I mean, yes, again, the figure represents the original content of which it came from. I mean, really, I really thought that the X-Men Origins Wolverine movie was really bad, and this figure is really bad too. This is a 2-pack that came with Beast, and that Beast figure is actually pretty good. But yeah, this figure, not so good. I remember Glenn Webb actually mentioning that this was his favorite movie Wolverine figure at that time, which is really saying how bad the movie figures were during that era. But again, Hasbro has improved since, so we'll get onto that later. Now, there's a period of time where we weren't seeing a lot of X-Men figures coming from Hasbro. Between the year 2009, at one point in 2009, up until San Diego Comic-Con 2012, we hadn't seen any real X-Men figures, or Wolverine figures, that's for sure. But if I remember correctly, yeah, X-Men figures were super sparse, and there's this whole political thing going on, at least in our heads, between Fox, Marvel, and Disney and all that. So it was my impression that they weren't allowed or didn't want to produce X-Men figures due to them not having the licensing to make the movies and everything. So it took a while, but finally in 2012, we got a brand new, kind of brand new actually, Wolverine figure with the San Diego Comic-Con X-Force 3-pack. And this figure blew my mind. I really felt this was a great upgrade, especially because it had components of the Series 6 Wolverine. It looks like the torso and lower torso had Series 6 Wolverine parts from Toy Biz, but we got some brand new shoulder parts and everything in here, a new head sculpt. I thought this was amazing when it came out. And then the claws, man, these claws are dope. Still some of the best Wolverine claws out there. They had this nice vac metal thing going on where they're super shiny, and we have not seen claws this shiny from Hasbro since. So I hope they bring this back at one point. Plus, this is the first time we were introduced to having removable claws on a Wolverine figure where you could just put them right back in there. And we still have that feature today. I feel like this is around the time where we started to inch our way out of the dark era or the dark days of Marvel Legends. Now in 2012, we also got the Dakin figures, and I'm not getting into those because those are not James Howlett / Logan. So I'm sticking to the actual Logan Wolverine character. And then in 2013, we actually got a repaint of this figure, and it was just the same thing, just repainted with shiny silver bluish teal paint to go with the Warpath that came in the 2-pack. Now with this X-Force Wolverine figure, we did see the new Return of Marvel Legends packaging, which was slightly different, but still not my favorite. I liked the San Diego Comic-Con version a little bit more, mostly just because of the claws. That one did not have the shiny claws, but it was a good opportunity for those that had missed the very expensive 3-pack. And then in November of 2013, we got the Puck Wave Wolverine figure. And this was one that I actually really liked. Even though it didn't have the X on the belt or anything, I thought this was a really cool figure. I mean, just seeing that figure being reused, I liked the X-Force Wolverine a lot. It was just always weird to me that he did not have an X on the belt, though. That just always kind of threw me off. And then in 2014, we got the TRU exclusive Jubilee Build-A-Figure Wave Astonishing Wolverine. And this is an unmasked head sculpt right here, which I thought is really cool. And they'd reused this before, and I thought it was a good sculpt. I liked this figure. It's the same body as the X-Force Wolverine, which didn't bother me. And in this Jubilee wave, you can see the transition into the Infinite Series packaging, which is more or less the kind of packaging that we have today. So I also want to say that 2014 for me, that marks the beginning of us really getting out of the dark days of Marvel Legends. Now, I think it was a year or two before that Hasbro claimed the return of Marvel Legends, and in 2016, Hasbro gave us this brown suit Wolverine with a whole brand new body, and I love this figure to this day. This is awesome. I really like this figure a lot, and it has been reused many times. It has all the articulation that I wanted from the Series 6 Wolverine, but it's just better. and you still have the removable claws feature. You get great articulation on this guy. I mean, I like how short and stumpy he is too. They made him really short and stocky. This is just a fantastic Wolverine figure. Love this thing. And with this Juggernaut wave, you could clearly see that this is the Marvel Legends packaging that we have now, which is actually my favorite. And unfortunately, this Juggernaut wave Wolverine figure is the last Wolverine figure that Glenn Webb got to see. So from here on out, it's all stuff that unfortunately Glenn Webb never got his hands on. And I'm sure he would have been stoked to have had him. And as we move into 2017, Hasbro just really hit the ground running with producing figures, especially X-Men figures, but just overall, I feel like 2017 really marked the time of us entering this golden age of Marvel Legends. Because, dude, so in February of that year, we got the Old Man Logan Wolverine from the Warlock Build-A-Figure wave, and I like this figure. I'm happy to have this figure. We got a lot of new stuff going on with this thing. Double jointed elbows on a figure that has a jacket. For me, that made me really happy. And just seeing this dope older Wolverine or Logan head sculpt right here, I mean, this thing was dope. I still really like this figure, even though we've gotten a newer Old Man Logan. Still a great Old Man Logan. And then only a year after that Juggernaut Build-A-Figure wave Wolverine figure, we got a re-release in the Vintage Collection wave with an unmasked Wolverine head with a head sculpt that we'd seen before, but they used the same body mold and everything as that first brown suit Wolverine, or that 2016 brown suit Wolverine. But you got interchangeable heads, a lighter color of brown throughout on the figure, making it look, I guess, a little bit more comic accurate, and having interchangeable heads. And that interchangeable head was able to sit on the neck better, so that made me happy. But not happy that I had to pay twice, you know what I mean? Hasbro's got to come up with an exchange or something like that. Like if you mail in, you know, the previous version, then they send you the new version, right? Hey, look, I know Hasbro gave me the new Big Time Spider-Man for free and everything. That was very awesome. Thank you, Hasbro. But, you know, for everybody else, you should be able to send back the Big Time Letdown and then get the Big Time Badass back in the mail. No? It's never going to happen. And then in June of 2018, we got what I consider to be my favorite Wolverine figure to this day. We have the Apocalypse Build-A-Figure Waves Tiger Stripe Wolverine, and I love this figure. It's the one on my display right here. I just didn't like how light the claws were. They could have added some, you know, hair paint to the arms and everything like they'd done with the Vintage Collection version. That would have been nice. I'm looking things to complain about, but like, dude, this figure is just so awesome. I love this thing, the metallic sheen on the shoulder pads. And then in June 2018, we got the Ultimate Riders Wolverine. So he came with the blue motorcycle and interchangeable heads, and I love that we get a Wolverine figure with the patch head right here. Plus, having a tank top Wolverine, I always liked the Legendary Riders variant version, so this was like an upgraded version of that. And everything about it, I just thought this was dope. So many Wolverine figures in a short period of time. Because yeah, just a few months after that, in September of 2018, we got the Sentinel with the Days of Future Past Wolverine right here, which is basically a mix match of the Old Man Logan Wolverine and the Ultimate Rider set Wolverine head sculpt on here, but with some added gray hair on the side. So, you know, I don't think people were thrilled about it. People didn't really care at the same time. Hey, we have that HasLab Sentinel coming, by the way. So, yeah, this figure, though, I'm still very happy to have. Ooh, we're inching towards everyone's favorite year, 2020. No, not really. But anyway, in May of 2019, we got Hasbro's Weapon X, and this figure is cool as hell. I really like this figure a lot. At first, I wasn't so excited for it. I liked how the Toy Biz version was really dirty. They had like a lot of dirt all over them and everything, which I thought was great, and I wish the hair could have still been a bit larger, and it did come with alternate heads over here, and it did not come with the tank or anything, but still, I really like this figure a lot. Dude, so many Wolverines. And then just in July of 2019, we got the 80 Years 2-pack of Hulk and First Appearance Wolverine. And, you know, it's pretty much the same body mold as that brown suit Wolverine that we saw in 2016, but they've changed the shoulder pads over here and we get a new head sculpt. You know, claw features the same and all that. And this is a fun figure to have. I mean, really, let's be real. Most people bought that 2-pack for the Hulk over anything else. And this is one of the few times where the reissued figure was actually quite useful for the collection. I really like this. It's quite superior compared to the Toy Biz first appearance Wolverine. As I mentioned before, those face-off 2-packs, the plastic quality was a bit weird. So yeah, I'm happy to have this figure. I really like it. And then in August of 2019, we got the Wendigo Build-A-Figure Waves Uncanny X-Force Wolverine, which, you know, is basically a repainted figure again, but we get brand new claws. And we get some new boots and other things over here that were actually really cool too. So it wasn't just all reused, but really, I thought this was a very cool figure. Now, the last time we've gotten X-Force Wolverine figures was 2013, 2012, so I'm sure those had gone up in price in the aftermarket, and a lot of collectors were happy to be able to pick up an X-Force Wolverine at a reasonable price, plus with these really cool new claws. I really like the shape of these claws. These are very neat. But I gotta say, not nearly as easy to remove, though. It's quite difficult compared to the last claws. And then in the same month, we got our first vintage collection wave with X-Men themed cards with the Madripoor Wolverine. I like the design of the Madripoor Wolverine. He's in stealth mode, he's in disguise, and I don't know. It's just a very memorable version of this character, and I really like it a lot. And then just a month later, in September of 2019, we got the fan channel exclusive cowboy hat Wolverine. Which for the first time I was like, really dude, seriously? Like, you couldn't just throw this head sculpt in with something else, but dude, again, the point of the fan channel exclusives are not to give you guys something brand new and fresh. Hasbro is trying to just get a figure out there that a lot of collectors will want, but definitely not all collectors will want. And, you know, definitely the case with this Wolverine figure right here. I'm a completist with my Wolverine figures now. The hat is not removable. That's kind of a bummer, but, you know, an okay figure. There's some cool things about it, you know, just really not my favorite Wolverine figure though. And then just 2 months after that, in November of 2019, we get the Love Triangle Tiger Stripe Wolverine figure, which is the same as the previous Tiger Stripe Wolverine figure that we'd seen in the Apocalypse Build-A-Figure wave. We're just getting added parts with this. You had bone claws that you could swap out with this figure, an interchangeable head with, you know, the whole torn up mask and everything, so I liked that a lot. I mean, this is a cool figure. It has a much lighter yellow color, as you could see, you know, and some people really wanted a much lighter yellow. And the fact that it came in a 3-pack with the Jean and the Scott Summers figures, I mean, I don't know. I didn't think it was a bad choice to throw this in there and everything. And plus, this must have gone up a lot in the aftermarket. So I love how, you know, Hasbro's always trying to cut off the scalpers. Like, oh, you think you're going to make a bunch of money? Nah, I get you your Wolverine right there. So pretty cool. I like it. If you think that's enough Wolverine figures, well, 2020 has something else coming, bub. Because, yes, we got the Sugarman Build-A-Figure Wave Age of Apocalypse Wolverine figure. People have complained about the back of the head and everything, but that doesn't bother me because you can get him jumping like that, you know, looking up. You get a removable stump over here where you can swap it with the stump with the claws. That's pretty cool. Again, a lot of reused parts and everything, but a good looking figure. So I'm not complaining. I dig this. Then I want to say around the summer of this year, we got this Amazon exclusive Fox franchise Wolverine, which I absolutely love. This is a dope figure. This is really one of the best Wolverine figures in my collection. Now, I'm bringing these figures up in the way that I think they were released to the public, not necessarily in the order that I acquired them, because I really feel like the Amazon exclusive Wolverines started shipping a lot sooner than the other ones. So you get pinless joints on the elbows, the head sculpts, I mean, dead on Hugh Jackman. They did a great job. This particular one comes with adamantium claws and the bone claws. I mean, I just thought this was a great figure. I really like it a lot. This is dope as hell. And then around the same time that was dropping, we got the 2-pack Old Man Logan and Old Man Hawkeye set. And this is a cool figure, not a great figure. I'm happy to have it. I've honestly been eyeing Old Man Logans from other toy companies, particularly the Mezco Old Man Logan. I did pass on that, and I kind of regret it. Picking this one up is kind of, yeah, it's a good consolation prize. Not a bad figure. It's got a lot of reused parts. It's the same thing as the other Old Man Logan figure, but we get an added trench coat over here that has a lot of nice sculpted detail and some decent paint apps on it. And I do like the new head sculpt that we're seeing right over here too. So I do appreciate that. It's a pretty classy looking piece. I dig it. And then just like only a month ago or something, we started to see the other X-Men Origins Wolverine figure coming through at Targets and at retail stores. And this figure is cool too. I don't like it as much as the denim version, but having both of them together and being able to swap the heads back and forth is just really awesome. This one does not come with bone claws, but he does come with fisted hands and adamantium claws right here, and he comes with an interchangeable screaming face. Both of the head sculpts with this one have the bad Wolverine hair, as I discussed in my review. It's just awesome to swap the heads. Not my favorite of the two, but I really like this figure a lot, and if I was stuck with just this one, I wouldn't be that bummed out. Still a very cool figure. And these figures just make me a little sad too, because I know Glenn Webb would have loved these movie figures. He talked about wanting better Hugh Jackman Marvel Legends Wolverine figures. I think he would have gone crazy for these. Bringing us up to date, finally we have the PulseCon exclusive / San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Old Man Logan and Old Man Charles Xavier 2-pack, or they were just called Logan and Charles Xavier 2-pack, from the Logan movie, which is epic. I rewatched that recently. I love that movie. But this is a cool figure. Now, we're seeing some used parts over here that we've seen before, but getting the bloody claws is such a freaking win. I mean, especially with Disney and Marvel. I mean, I didn't think we'd ever see it, you know? I would have assumed Disney would have kept us from getting bloody claws on a Wolverine figure, but nope, here we go. We got it right here. So this automatically just went up close to the top of the charts for my favorite Wolverine claws. I love having the bloody claws over here. The head sculpts don't really capture the likeness of Hugh Jackman as well as the other two. However, having the bloody faces is really awesome, so I really like that a lot. I mean, just a very cool 2-pack set. I liked it, and I really think Hasbro's been doing a great job with these figures, man. And that brings us up to date. Again, we're in November of 2020, and we will not be getting another Wolverine figure until 2021 with the brown suit Wolverine from Powers of X, Weapons of X, from Powers of X and House of X. So stay tuned for that for next year. I'll probably do another, I don't know, Marvel Legends Evolution Wolverine later on in the future. I don't know when, but man, this was a lot to do. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a lot of fun for me to put this together. It was a lot of work at the same time, but man, it's great looking into the past and seeing the dips and everything and all the changes that we've seen with the Hasbro Marvel Legends. I mean, I really feel like we are in a golden age of Marvel Legends right now, and I'm curious to see what's to come. I mean, where could they go from here with Marvel Legends Wolverine, aside from the House of X, Powers of X, or Powers of X, House of X thing, you know what I mean? But anyway, again, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you check out Glenn Webb's channel so you can see much better done versions of action figure evolution. This is my Marvel Legends evolution, just slightly different. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and a big extra thank you to all the people over here that support what I do here on YouTube. Every little bit helps to make this channel grow, and I really appreciate the support, you guys. If you're interested, check it out, link in the description below. If you want to check me out on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch, I will have links to all of that down in the description below. And stay tuned for more action figure reviews coming your way on this YouTube channel. Again, I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I enjoyed it. This was a lot of fun to make. Rest in peace, Glenn Webb. We miss you dearly, and this is the only real way I can kind of help try keeping him alive. And I feel like in a way he is alive with us, you know, participating in stuff like this as a community. And just to be real with you, when I go, I hope somebody continues on something I did like this in a similar fashion. You know what I'm saying? I would be honored by it, and I hope he is. I hope he is. Because honestly, these videos, I make them with all respect. So no way I am trying to disrespect Glenn Webb at all and his legacy. This is all to respect his legacy and everything. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you later. Peace. Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't. Your face.